Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Happy post Shark Week. Shark Week has formally ended, but I guess it's Shark Week every week here. So we are continuing with tonight's species, the Atlantic Weasel Shark, which is pretty wild. This is one of the most. Hey, Howard, what's up, man? What's up? Welcome back. This is one of the most colorful sharks in the ocean, and really good pick, really good suggestion from last week. So I'm excited to talk about it. And I was also shocked that there's really not any video footage of the species, which is really shocking because it's one of the most uniquely colorful sharks in the ocean. So, yeah, hope you had a good weekend. Actually, really nice weekend. I finally got over jet lag. I'm amazed that we did the stream last week and had it well. Actually, I feel like the whale shark stream was one of the best that we've had. That was a really fun shark week stream. So and Howard over the prize. Congratulations again for winning the 2023 Shark Week contest. Actually, you've probably seen this already, but. Let me pull open the YouTube channel. I love this banner contest idea because wow, this is really slow. I don't know why it's as slow as it is. Hold on. Sorry, just want to show this off. But yeah, check it out. So your artwork is the official banner for the channel. So that will be here for the entirety of the year until next Shark Week. So, but yeah, this is all set. So congratulations again. So I'll be mailing over the prize package this week. So that will be heading your way. So, but yeah, the Shark Week stream was a lot of fun. And it's kind of funny, like. I am going to be out of town again. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like it. It's honestly beautiful artwork. So I'm really happy it's there. So yeah, congratulations, man. But I'm going to be out of town again next week. Fortunately, I will not be flying across time zones. My brother is getting married next weekend. Hold on. I'm visiting family next Monday, and then the wedding's going to be the following Friday. There we go, sorry. Timeline's messed up. But I will be out of town next week. I do have a surprise shark for when we come back, but just as a heads up, I'll be out of town, so we won't have a stream next Monday. So we'll do our Atlantic Weasel Shark stream tonight, and then we'll have a week-long break, and then a surprise shark. Oh, thanks, yeah. I'm really excited. I'm going to be actually officiating that wedding, which is kind of crazy. I've never done that before, but I mean, it's also it's going to be really like awesome and like emotional and like I'm a very like emotional person, so I hope I can get through it without like just like I'm probably going to tear up and I just hope I can speak clearly as I officiate the wedding. So. But yeah, it's my little brother. I have two younger brothers, but it's my middle brother. So he's the one getting married very shortly. So yeah, so we won't have a stream next week, but the week after we'll have a exciting species that I'll reveal at the end of tonight's stream. But as a short little hint, I was inspired to do this species because of all like the Megalodon crap. As we've talked about before, I really don't like when people talk about Megalodon as if it was a real thing that exists now. It's an awesome prehistoric species, but it's not something that exists now. But there is a shark species that is more deserving of attention. If you want to talk about a huge shark species that lurks in the depths that is terrifying, there is one that actually fits that description. So I'll reveal that at the end of tonight. So... But yeah, last week was pretty good. I guess before we get started with the shark, weird little shout out to this movie, and just like I had a really good ocean weekend and just like kayaking and experience like just having fun in the water. And this is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it before a lot of times, but I do want to just give a little shout out to Song of the Sea. I know a lot of our community, we have a lot of artists and also like just ocean lovers, and like this is like a beautifully animated film. and just like an excellent family film. So for like if you ever want to watch this, and if you have families, if you ever want to watch this, like I highly recommend this. And even if you don't have families, like just from an artist standpoint, like it's unbelievable. So just weird little shout out. This really kind of made my weekend. I love this movie, and this is related to it's not really a trilogy because these are not sequential stories, but if you ever heard of The Secret of Kells or Wolfwalkers, it's from the same team. So Song of the Sea is an excellent movie. I highly recommend it. And this is not a bizarre paid promotion. This is just like actually literally fantastic art in film. So I highly recommend these movies. Just want to do a quick little shout out because they kind of help make my weekend actually. So, but let's get rid of that because it is still promotion. So, but. Speaking of art, Howard, thank you so much for submitting Atlantic Weasel Shark art. It was funny, like, I forgot exactly which species this was in terms of, like, the color palette. So when you sent over your artwork with, like, those yellow stripes, it was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's this one. Like the famous yellow striped shark. Famously, it's on the cover of Sharks of the World, like the pocket edition. I don't think it's... I have it somewhere. I'll go grab it later tonight. I think it's probably the most prominent place where you'll see images of Atlantic Weasel Sharks. But yeah, it's one of the most strikingly colorful sharks in the sea because of these bold yellow stripes. Yellow is a really weird color in the shark world. I know we have like lemon sharks, but that's kind of like, it's kind of more like a bronzy yellow-ish. This is like the yellowest yellow you'll probably find in all of sharkdom. So, but yeah, it's an unusual color as far as sharks go, and it's actually just really, really cool to see on this species, especially a carchariniform, or not carchariniform, but like, like a weasel shark. Like it's not a cat shark or a coral reef dwelling shark. It's more of like a kind of like a smooth houndy kind of shark. I mean, weasel sharks are their own group, but it's kind of more of like, that category. So it's just a very unique appearance. So, but, thank you for submitting this. This is really cool. I especially love how you captured just like the falcate pectoral fins, because they actually do have really sharp fins, just like you drew. So it's really cool to see that as like a distinctive feature, along with the color palette. And a cuttlefish. So this is the common cuttlefish, Sepia officinalis. So that's actually really cool to include that. So thank you again. This looks really, really great. And I just saw your comment. Yes, the Irish Folklore Trilogy, Song of the Sea. I definitely recommend it. I think that's going to be a great movie night. So yeah. But sorry. Where did I go? I forget what Jack Sparrow said about cuttlefishes. They're like I forget the word he used. He called them like sausages, but he had this really fantastic adjective for them, and I forgot what it was. So, if anyone remembers, future viewers, leave a comment what that quote was from. I think it's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. So, but anyway, this looks really cool. Thank you so much for sending this, and yeah, let's dive into this species. So, first, let's go through. As I said a couple minutes ago, like, I'm shocked, and it's a crime, that there's no footage of this species. Like, there's no actual video footage of this shark, because it is, like, such a unique color palette. So I was able to find a couple of images, and I'm actually pretty happy with the images I was able to kind of pull up, like this one. And apparently, I think there's a lot of activity. What was this called again? Hold on, we'll go back to these. It's not here. Cabo Verde. So this apparently, I think, is a hotspot for this particular species. So we'll dive into that more. But I do want to take some time, I think, at the top of the stream, just to take a look at the images, because these are so rare and like kind of like hard to find. And again, I'm shocked because it's such a colorful species. But yeah, Atlantic Weasel Shark, Paragaleus pectoralis. So you can tell, like, this is a little bit more muted in this photo, but you can definitely tell, like, there's like the yellow stripes, like the bars here. This is a really, I kind of have it zoomed in so it doesn't maybe look that high resolution, but it's actually a really great image overall of this species. So you can kind of see, it's kind of funny, it kind of like reminds me a little bit of like if you fused a sharp-nosed shark and a smooth hound, like in terms of like it doesn't have as dramatic of like a crest or a ridge above the eyes as smooth hounds do. It's a little bit more kind of like sharper and smoother, like a sharp-nosed shark, but it still has like this distinctive like little point and this distinctive little like face with a little bit of structure, like more structure than a sharp-nosed shark. So it's a pretty unique looking animal. The eyes are a little bit reminiscent of smooth hounds as well. This is not really a good photo where you can't really see it, but like the pectoral fins again are very sharp looking. I think there was another. That's not a good photo either. This is a better photo. I mean, as far as the fins go, this is a better photo of the color palette. This is a lot more distinct. You could definitely see, those yellow bands. I mean, that is so interesting. Like those yellow streaks across the body. It's like underneath is like this pretty typical shiny shark gray color, and then you have these like beautiful like yellow stripes. And actually stripes in general. I mean, like let's think about the sharks that have stripes, horizontal stripes. Like that's not that many. I like, because like tiger sharks have bars. Like tiger sharks have like vertical stripes. Leopard sharks have like blotches. Like this is such a weird like color pattern actually. Pajama sharks have stripes like this. A little bit more like classic like black and white or like brown and white or brown and cream color. But there's not a lot of stripes in the shark world as far as I know. I don't think there really is that many. So this is kind of like a cool. This is actually a first, I think, for the stream. This is like a really cool color palette for this species. So let's see. There's another view. I wonder if I can make that bigger. You can still kind of see that's actually a better view of what I was talking about as far as like a sharp pectoral fin. So it's kind of cool. I'm noticing now this white fringe. So yeah, it's a very colorful shark in more ways than one. So let's see. There was also a sighting in USA, New Hampshire, of this species. Sighting of. I'm sorry, Howard. I just saw your comment. Of this species, a sighting of weasel sharks in New Hampshire. Just want to make sure I read that right. Because that's kind of wild if that's true. Because like this is, I think this is an eastern Atlantic species, famous more so on the African coastline. So that would be really cool. If yes, only one. So that's wild. That is really, really cool. Hold on. Yeah, I definitely want to look that up. New Hampshire weasel shark. Weasels in abundance. Let's do New Hampshire Paragaleus. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Did I see that right? Oh, Eastern Atlantic. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on this, cause like that would be really cool. That that'd be pretty amazing. That's actually personally really exciting, cause that's kind of close to my neck of the woods. So that's corner of the sea. So that's actually really cool. So we'll keep an eye on this as we go through like the IUCN red list species profile. Here's a nice kind of like. Classic illustration or basic view of the weasel shark, and you can see more clearly how unique and bold that yellow color palette is. Past couple species, individuals. This one looks actually pretty healthy, but the other two photos, these are the sharks outside the water. You can kind of see a little bit of like the pink that our friend Jess was describing when sharks get stressed out if they're taken out of the water. This is more so like capillaries in the shark's body are starting to burst just out of stress because sharks are heavy animals and they're not used to being in any environment where their heaviness really matters. So long story short, this is kind of more of a stressed out individual. Still, the color still looks pretty good on it, actually. And then this is also more stressed out individual, and actually the color is a bit darker now that I'm kind of like looking at this. So, but here's a just more of like a nice diagnostic photo or drawing illustration of this species. So. It's a cool group. Hemigaliidae is the weasel shark family, right? Is that right? It is. Okay, so Hemigaliidae. It is kind of cool where it's like this intermediary between the smoothhounds, which smoothhounds tend to have more rounded features, like more rounded fins, and are more like bottom dwelling. And then the requiem sharks like Carcharodontidae, which are definitely much more like robust looking. They're more suited for like mid-water column, just kind of like with those sharper fins and those bigger bodies. And it's really cool to see that Hemigaliidae is this nice little I don't know what the word, morphology in the middle. It's a pretty cool intermediary between smoothhounds and requiem sharks. So I like this. I really like seeing this kind of body plan. It's actually really, really cool. So as I seen, I just noticed this yellow blotch on the pectoral, actually on both fins, on both the pectoral and pelvic fins right here. So yeah, very colorful species. This is a less accurate illustration, but still kind of driving home that point that it's a very colorful shark with the yellow stripes. I'm not really sure where this illustration comes from, but I think I pulled this from Shark References. So, yes. The reference was Wikipedia, and the spot was New England. A very interesting group to study. Yes, yeah, Hemigaliidae is an awesome group, and yeah, let's check out. I do want to check this out. Let's check out Wikipedia. Pectoralis. There we go. Because even Wikipedia is so funny. I feel like when I was in school, people were like, "Oh, don't use Wikipedia," blah blah blah. But it's really a good front door to information, I think. So. Senegal. Bio. Habitat. Oh, here we go. Its presence has been recorded on occasion off close to New England. So this is source 7. Florida Museum of Natural History. Alright. Let's do it. Okay, this is interesting. Actually had Florida Museum up on a separate tab, so let's check it out. Yeah, I'm just going to zoom right to that. There exists a record of this shark in the northwestern Atlantic Ocean off the coast of New England, U.S. Oh man, where's the source for that? Because that is extremely cool. And Florida Museum of Natural History is pretty solid. There have been a couple times we've seen things that are not as great, but they're few and far between. This is a really good resource for shark information. So that's extremely cool. Let's go ahead and Google that. Actually, hold on. Paragaleus pectoralis, New England. Okay. Fishbase? Does Fishbase have something on this? Sorry, I'm really interested. I'm super interested in this right now. I really want to find this record because that's really exciting. Okay, recorded from the Northwest Atlantic, specifically in New England, has not been verified even after extensive survey of the area has been conducted. Or no, record from the Northwest Atlantic, specifically in New England, has not been verified. Gotcha. So, oh man, I'm curious what this record is. Well, this is a good mystery for tonight, actually. I'm really curious about this. It's not been verified. Because, like, if it's like... What? Where is this? Let's try worms? So... We've briefly seen this before on the stream. I don't spend a lot of time on this, but this is worms, the World Register of Marine Species. I don't really spend a lot of time on this because it's more of like a catalog, and it's not really like a colorful, fun profile of species. We don't really get a lot of information. But I think tonight, this might be very helpful in terms of maybe finding more information in terms of like this New England record of the shark. I'm actually really curious about where this is. Oh, here we go. Well, there's a little description. A very common inshore to offshore shark on the continental shelf, occurring at depths of a few meters to slightly over 100 meters. So that's still a very shallow water shark. Sunlit zone. A specialist feeder that prefers cephalopods, squid and octopi, and cuttlefish. Awesome. Good note, Howard. Also small bony fishes, including soles and sardines. Viviparous with a yolk sac placenta with 1 to 4 young per litter. So that's actually a really small litter as far as sharks go. Utilize fresh and dried, salted for human consumption, and processed into fish meal. Okay. Documented distribution. This is it. Look at that. What is going on here? Okay, so this is really cool. Oh, I might have ruined the map. Hold on. Okay, so again, this is like the classic distribution of the Atlantic Weasel Shark off of Africa, so Central and Western Africa. But here we go. There's a polygon in New England. And I'm wondering, can I click in this? This is so interesting. This is New Hampshire. Fun fact, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, and it's actually really fitting tonight because I talked about an Irish movie, and we're listening to Irish music by a cool YouTube channel called Still. I'm very much enjoying what this YouTube channel... Oh, let me go ahead and subscribe. Very much enjoying this kind of music. So, but anyway, my grandmother was from New England and specifically lived in New Hampshire for a very long time, and she is also Irish. And I am Irish, therefore. So. Or partly Irish, but yeah, so it's kind of fun. It's exciting that we're looking at New England. Details. European Register of Marine Species? Can I look at this? Kind of like going down this rabbit hole. It's pretty interesting. I just saw your comment. Howard, I always look for live pictures to work on my drawing, but there was so little to work with the species. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I think you did an amazing job. Even with like the few little pictures that we have. Like, you capture, like, the ridges over the eyes, like, the sharpness of the fins. I think that looks fantastic, honestly. Like, that's a really good Atlantic Weasel Shark. And even, like, the color distribution, like, in terms of, like, it has these 2 major bars and then, like, a minor bar kind of near the dorsal fin. So I think that's a fantastic job, honestly. So, and I'm really excited about this New England adventure. I won't spend too much time on this if this is not going to go anywhere, but I kind of like little data rabbit holes like this. So also I saw your comment about Irish music. Same. I really love it. What's kind of funny is a lot of American country music is rooted in Scottish and Irish music. But like I don't know what it is. I really don't like American country music that much, but I really love Irish music, and like they do share a root. I don't know what the change is that kind of makes me like Irish music and not really like country music, but it is interesting. Like they have a similar root, yet I vastly prefer one over the other. Irish music is just very like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just I don't know, like very like ethereal and like like I don't want to say magical, but just like very like very like fantastical and like lovely and just very pleasant and soothing to the ear. So I very much love it a lot. So let's see. Distributions. Oh, yeah. A Buddha Duff. Fun fact, this is related to Sergeant Major, is a kind of fish. I've been bit by one of these in a Buddha Duff, so it's a scientific name that sticks out to me, so just fun fact. I don't think it's the same species, but it is an Buddha Duff. I've been bit by a Buddha Duff. They're very small fish, but very brave fish. So, Paragaleus, pectoralis. Okay. Is this kind of taking me into a loop? Is this? Yeah, this might be kind of a data loop. Ah, man. It kind of reminds me, there's a fantastic YouTube channel, a very famous YouTube channel called CGP Grey. I think I've mentioned him before, but he has a couple great videos of like searching. He does a lot of eclectic subjects, but like sometimes like he'll go into like historical subjects and like he'll get into like data loops, and like they're so frustrating because like it's a source pointing to another source pointing to another source. So we know vaguely that someone recorded a weasel shark in New England, but we don't know who. And it's basically going into a loop. Vanderland Costello in Costello, European Registered Marine Species. I didn't click this button. Integrated Marine Information System. Checklist of marine species. Download PDF. Oh. Okay. Show and Finder. Sorry, it's got a lot of stuff. Open with preview. My Adobe doesn't really work, so this is why I always do this. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we got a Paragaleus. Alright, we have its name here, Paragaleus pectoralis, and what is this list of? Like, European list. What is this, like a list? 3 lists of fish in European seas. This is a list of species in European seas. So. Like, so far this is a true study party, because I'm actually, like, literally studying, like, what in the world does this mean? I don't... Literally just for fun, write New England. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a data loop. I don't know. Like, I think we'll put a pin in that for now, because I'm not really sure. It seems like, unless I'm not reading this correctly, it seems like these might be sources that are kind of pointing to each other vaguely, but I don't think there's a verified record of the species in New England. And I think didn't FishBase mention that too? Like, record for Northwest Atlantic, specifically New England, has not been verified even after extensive survey of the area has been conducted. So this might be, I don't know, it might be, it's not impossible, I mean, but What is this? New England. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure kind of where this is. So let's put a pin in this, and as we go through the rest of some notes on this species, let's keep an eye on New England, because I would be really excited to see like kind of where that original record came from, and but I will say, I mean, because like if you see its current range, this is definitely the tropical Atlantic. And like I don't know, this might I'm gonna guess this is probably like a data entry error, like I don't know, either a misidentification or just like a misprint of something, because this is such a different zone compared to like I'm sorry, I do take back what I said. That's not impossible, because it's like I think this is such a different zone from the tropical Atlantic that I'm gonna assume this might be like a misprint somewhere, or data entry error. So, but that would be really cool. Let's keep an eye on it as we go through some records. So, and even if it's on New England, it's kind of a fun exercise to kind of like dive into research and sources. Yeah, I just saw your comment. If you play country music backwards, you get back your house, your wife, and your dog. Yeah, like, you know, that might be it, because I don't think Irish music is necessarily, like, as sad as that. It's usually more celebratory. That might be the thing. That might be the difference right there, you know. Man, that's really funny. Alright, while we're on FishBase, let's see the FishBase profile for Atlantic Weasel Shark. So, we got Paragaleus, from para, meaning near, referring to how its dentition is intermediate between Hemigaleus and the triachid Eugaleus, which is the same as Galeorinus. This is actually kind of cool. I think hemi means half, if I remember correctly, like hemisphere, you know, like half. And then eu means true, like Eukarya, which is like the big classification for all animals and plants and algae and many other things that I can't think of right now. But eu meaning true, or euryhaline, I think that means truly salty. So this is kind of cool. Like para means near, hemi means half, and eu means true. So it's kind of cool, fun word, Latin word root, or Greek word roots, where that means like how the teeth are intermediate between Hemigaleus and Eugaleus. That's actually really cool. So, and then pectoralis, Latin for pectoral, illusion not explained, possibly referring to its characteristic falciform pectoral fins. Awesome. So I actually think it's really cool that FishBase mentions that, because those fins were you know, kind of striking out, or not striking out, but like striking to me. And then like again, like with your artwork, Howard, yeah, they're there. Like it's in terms of like these are pretty distinctive fins. They kind of remind me a little bit of like a great hammerhead's dorsal fin, just that sickle shape. So that's really cool. Oh, actually, let's check. This is probably a better picture. Let's check out the teeth while we're here. This is cool. This is actually really cool, because Hemigaleus it's in the same family as Hemipristis, the snaggletooth shark. So this is actually really cool to see these teeth, where they are definitely reminiscent of snaggletooths, where I feel like, and Howard, you would definitely know this more than I would. How many cusps do Hemipristis have? Because it looks like this guy has one major cusp, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cusps total. So one major cusp and 3 cusplets. But Oh, interesting. Good question. Could a small shark like that be transported in the ballast of a ship? Um, I actually don't. That's a really good question because that is a huge way in which a lot of marine species are introduced. I've heard of that more so with like larva species. So really, actually, a really good example of actually a really great example in the Chesapeake Bay are Rappa whelks. Rappa whelks are not native to this area, but they've been transported here in ship ballast water, and like their larva, I think Rappa whelks originate in Asia, and their larva has been transported here, and they're kind of a big issue as far as an invasive species goes in the bay. Less known, and I don't know off the top of my head if this is also ballast water, but there's a crab I keep seeing called the Asian shore crab, which no one talks about that in Chesapeake Bay, but I kind of see it everywhere. Let me see if I can get a picture of that, actually. I have it, I have like a personal marine life album. Yeah, this is it, this one. So I have like a personal marine life album, and this is definitely in the album, where it's like, it's a species that I see quite often around the bay, and it's not native here. But as far as, to answer your question, as far as ballast water, I've heard of that with larva species. I don't know if I've heard of that with a shark species, but it's a really good idea or a good guess. And it is something that happens for a lot of marine animals, just being transported very, very far from their native range. So, let's see. Yes, Hemipristis has more and finer serrations, and the exact number varies with ontology. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you for answering my question. So, that's really cool that snaggletooth sharks have more serrations and finer serrations, and that this species Paragaleus is not as many. So that's actually really cool. So thank you. That's actually really fantastic. I love like differences or distinctions between shark species. If I'm seeing this correctly, this is wild. These teeth have cusplets, but these teeth in the back are a single blade? Am I seeing that correctly? Because if so, that's really cool that it's that distinct. The bottom teeth are extremely distinct too, like a single spear, like very, very pointed. So these are definitely fish-eating teeth right here. And yet, this is kind of a nice like curve back towards the back of the mouth. This is, wow, yeah, this is a really unique jaw set. Like, this species is a very... Yeah, I don't know if this is, like, out of focus. I mean, it is out of focus, but this does look like a single blade towards the back. I don't know. This is, if so, this is a really unique species. Like, a really, really unique dentition right here. So, let's check out... Fishbase had some other photos. Let's check those out. I think I'm just going to click on this just in case it's a better resolution for the back teeth. And I'm having fun, by the way, because I was a little worried with like such little information on this species, but it's already we're already kind of getting into a lot of interesting stuff. Oh. I don't know. Looks like this blacked out. That doesn't seem to be working. Let's try this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I... Uh-oh. My whole display is going... Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, I almost lost everybody for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. We're back. Yeah, sorry. That was weird. My whole screen was like freaking out for a second. I had no control. So, anyway. Just saw your comment. Similar to lemon shark teeth. Nice. Yeah, like, just that varied dentition. It's really cool to see in this smaller jaw set in this photo. it's more of like a sharper curved back, and like you could definitely see those serrations or those cusplets in the upper jaw for this individual. I don't know. I wonder. I did open the Shark References website, which usually has good jaw photos. Let's see if they have any for this species. What in the world is that? What is this? Oh, that was weird. The display was like really weird. This is not what I wanted. It's really sad actually. But you know, this is a group of them. You can still see, you can see that coloration. Like it, you know, these are. I'm assuming all of these are dead individuals, and so the color is muted. You know, but you can still see those like bars. You know, so yeah, that was not loading correctly on my screen, so I didn't. I thought that would be a jaw set photo. Oh, this was. I forget the name of this website, GBIF, but this actually usually has pretty good photos. This is actually a pretty nice close-up of, I think this individual, it's stressed out, but I do think this individual is alive, and you can actually see very clearly some of the finer details of these yellow bars, especially like look around the eye and the crown of the head. Like look at that. Like there's like a little gray patch here. Like the top of the head is yellow. Like there's like a gray blotch behind the eye. This is such a unique pattern. Look at that even. Like there's like a little, you know, it's not a cape like in whales, but it's still like it's such a beautiful shark. It's so different, you know. And yeah, you can see like the yellow blotch on the pectoral fins. So yeah, it's a very colorful species. The eye is interesting too because it almost looks like it kind of reminds me of ray eyes. Like the pupil is like very very tiny, and like it has like it almost looks like an anvil, and that's not something I see personally with sharks a lot. That's kind of more like a ray shape, which is kind of cool. So. But let's go back to the homepage of this website because I think this might have some more jaw photos. And let's go back to the gallery. Well, that's the same one that we saw. Yikes. We have X-rays, but yeah, most of these are the same ones that we saw. We can check out the X-rays just in case. Yikes. Okay. That's not what we want. I don't know if that was the same for you, but that was like just a blotch of blue on my screen. So I don't know really what's going on with my computer tonight. Maybe it's feeling like it's a Monday. I just saw your comment, those jaws are weirdly preserved. Yeah, jaws are tricky, because like if you... It's been a while since I've cleaned shark jaws, but if you store them incorrectly, they can warp because they're cartilage, and so if you store them incorrectly, like they can shift in a weird way, and they won't be that equal shape that you want for the fisheries collection. But this is weird. I don't know why these photos are not loading for these X-rays. So. We'll try one more, and then it doesn't load, move on to some more data on the species. There we go. That one noticed it. Oh, this is cool. So we can't see in detail, in the fine detail in terms of the tooth type, but what's amazing kind of in this photo, you can definitely see the rows of teeth. So there's 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 rows of teeth in this x-ray, which is kind of wild to see. Look at that. Just rows of teeth right here. And then you can see the bottom teeth, like the bottom teeth being more pointed, fish spearing teeth. Top teeth being more like blades. Wow. That's a really great view of the vertebrae. And yeah, I mean, this is the classic, like this cube-looking shape. That's the classic shark vertebrae, which scientists use to age sharks. And we've talked about shark aging before, vertebrae being like a common method. It's not necessarily the most accurate method, but it's been kind of the classic method. This species actually has a lot of vertebrae, and it sounds like a dumb comment, but vertebral counts matter because that can sometimes distinguish one species from another. The most famous example is the Carolina hammerhead, Sphyrina gilberti, from the scalloped hammerhead, Sphyrina lewini. They look exactly the same externally, but when you count the vertebrae between the two species, they're different. And those are two completely different species that actually do not breed together or do not mate together, so they have to be managed separately. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to tell what they are externally. So. But it also is kind of weird. The hammerhead I saw last year, and it's like literally a year ago today. I'm just gonna go with it's a scalloped hammerhead, but it's kind of weird. I thought about recently that it might have been a Carolina hammerhead, and I just can't tell because it's impossible to tell externally. But anyway, that was a beautiful X-ray though of this species. So. I might try one more, just to see if we can get a nice shot of the jaws, and then we'll go to Florida Museum of Natural History, just to get a nice profile of what the species... Oh, that's actually a really cool shot of the jaws right there. Yikes, yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm glad I clicked on that. It's not going to be the highest resolution, but you can clearly see the teeth rows right here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 on the upper jaw. Man, look how many teeth in the lower jaw. What is this? Like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. It's hard to tell. I know the resolution is not that great, but like, look at those teeth. That is a really great example of just like the conveyor belt of teeth that sharks have. That's a really good image of that. So, really, really cool. So go with podcast. You can steam and mount them on board to reshape them and put them into some... Oh, yeah. Nice. Sorry, I'm just catching up on comments. You can steam and mount shark jaws on a board to reshape them and put them in the sun to dry. That's a good, very good tip for that. Oh, this is cool. The centra appeared long and narrow compared to Hemipristis. Interesting. Very cool observation. Because yeah, I honestly, Howard, I mean, you are definitely, I would say you are definitely more of an expert on Hemipristis than I, because that's a genus we don't really have Hemipristis here. So this is really cool. That's something I would never have noticed. So that's awesome. Super, super cool. Yeah, these X-rays are pretty wild. It's been a while. It's been a couple months, I think, since we've seen an X-ray. But man, that is so cool. It's oddly mesmerizing image, honestly. Very, very interesting. And it's wild to see, like, look at this. Just like, we're seeing this cartilage, right? But like, you know, there's no other bones or anything. You know, it's just this vertebral column and like this just muscle, or most of it is muscle. It's actually a really great example of like the skeletal structure of sharks. You know, it's like kind of amazing that it's just this. You know, bony fish are completely different. You know, because they have all like the fin rays and the vertebral rays. But for sharks, it's this beautiful column and this amazing jaw, and then the chondrocranium, you know, and it does have, sharks do have cartilage rays for their fins, but it's really amazing how simple skeletally this is. And again, most of the body is like organs and meat, or it's not meat, God, muscle. It's Monday, muscle. Yeah, it's pretty amazing view of this. So, wow. So that was really cool. I was not expecting to go into X-rays, but that's actually a really cool. That was a really cool tour of that. So awesome. Let's see. So let's check out. Let me close some tabs that are not necessary, and let's go back to Florida Museum of Natural History and get some cliff notes on the Atlantic Weasel Shark. So we kind of got a vibe on the appearance. Specialized feeder preys mostly on cephalopods like squid and octopus, sometimes eats small fish. Because of its size, it's usually no bigger than 4.5 feet long, and specialized diet is considered little to no harm to humans. 4.5 feet is somewhere between 1 and 2 meters. So, smallish shark. So, oh, this is weird. Oh, no, this is a typo. See, this is kind of funny. Genus is correct. The species, this is a typo. I think maybe somebody copied and pasted this from a sharp-nosed shark. Sharp-nosed shark being Rhizopiranha terranovi. I think someone may have copied and pasted that for this species profile, and they forgot to change the species to pectoralis. So this is Paragaleus pectoralis. So that's a fun little website error, but what are you going to do? English language common name is Atlantic Weasel Shark. Morajo is Spanish name. Ooh, this is a cool one. Tiburon comediza in Spanish. Very cool. Atlantis Weaselhi in Afrikaans. Yeah, this is cool. I do love the Florida Museum of Natural History as like a nice collection of names of different languages for sharks. So let's see. Shark is commercially important. Is utilized fresh and dried, salted for human consumption. Of course, yeah, no documented attacks. This is cool. Most weasel sharks are considered harmless to humans, with the exception of the snaggletooth shark. Your favorite, Howard, Hemipristis elongatus, which is large enough to be considered potentially dangerous. What do you think about that? In terms of the statement from Florida Museum of Natural History, because I don't think I've heard of a Hemipristis bite, but what do you think about that statement? Oh, cool. And the associated specimen of Hemipristis that disappeared into private hands included at least 80 vertebral centra. Interesting. Hemipristis serra. Very cool. Oh, here we go again. Or actually, I think we might have talked about. We might have found this. We did find this from Florida Museum of Natural History. That's how we leapfrogged into worms. But there exists a record of a shark in the Northwest Atlantic Ocean off the coast of New England. But the main distribution, and maybe the only distribution, is tropical eastern Atlantic from Cape Verde and Mauritania to northern Namibia and possibly north to Morocco. Commonly found inshore to offshore of the continental shelf. The Atlantic weasel shark ranges from depths of a few feet or meters down to more than 100 meters. So. There we go. Internal nictitating eyelids and nictitating membrane, which is unique to this order, Carchariniforms. Yep, just talking about the yellow stripes. Nice little diagram of the teeth right here. So the main cusp and the 1, 2, 3, 4 little cusplets. So the denticles look really cool, actually. That's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ridges. That's actually, I think most shark denticles I've seen have 3 ridges, so that's actually a pretty cool shape for the dermal denticles. Okay. Oh, cool. Just catch up on a comment. Howard, I think it has no examples, but to be fair, all sharks, regardless of size, should be treated with respect. I wouldn't like to be bit even by the smallest shark. Yes, I do agree with that. It was a pretty famous, well, not famous, but like, I don't see it that much anymore, but there was a YouTube video of some guy holding a shark in the wrong way. It was like a little small sharp-nosed shark, but it bit him, and it was, it's still being like cut by razor blades. It is no matter what the size. It like shark teeth are no joke. No matter what kind of shark it is, no matter what size it is. It literally is as sharp as razor blades. The fact that I've been, we were talking about shark jaws earlier. The fact that I've been cut by just shark jaws, just working with shark jaws, I mean, it's incredible how sharp these things are. So shark teeth are amazing, and just like all sharks should be treated with respect. I would never want to be bit by any size shark. So yeah, good point with that. Maximum total length of Atlantic Weasel Sharks is 138 centimeters. The sexual maturity is 80 centimeters for males and 90 centimeters or 75 to 90 centimeters for females. It's actually really cool that this is a specialist feeder. That's not something we see too often. Most classic sharks are generalist feeders. Like they kind of eat anything smaller than themselves. But it's kind of cool to see for weasel sharks, or this Atlantic weasel shark. Repeatedly, it has a strong preference for cephalopods, including squid and octopi. So that's actually really cool. Oh, cool. Off the coast of Senegal, most of the young are born during the months of May and June. Potential predators of the Atlantic weasel shark are marine mammals and large fish, including other sharks. And then this is just a fun note on the taxonomy. Paragaleus, meaning the side of, Galeus meaning the kind of shark. That's kind of funny. Because like fish-based, I think I mentioned that para meant somewhat like, or kind of like, or similar to, referring to how the shark relates to Hemigaleus and Galeorinus, or Eugaleus, I think was the old word. But yeah. So nice little snapshot from Florida Museum of Natural History. Let's check out IUCN Red List. So this species is an endangered species, which is a shame, and I really wish this would be a really great species to focus on for, like, I mean, I don't know how easy it is to be in certain parts of this range for like a film crew and stuff, but like, because like, and I'm thinking specifically, I think the skeleton, where's the skeleton coast actually? Hold on. It's literally a desert into the ocean. And I love the name, the Skeleton Coast, but northern part of the Atlantic coast of Namibia. Nope, kidding. I guess I got that wrong. That's further south than I thought it was. Never mind. So fun fact, there's a place in the ocean called the Skeleton Coast, and it's in southern Africa. I got the range wrong, so my apologies for that. So the shark barely touches the Skeleton Coast, so I totally got this wrong. But anyway, but I was saying earlier, this is an endangered species. It's a very beautiful endangered species, and it would be really cool for any underwater photographers, professional underwater photographers, to go find the species. This would be a really great shark of focus, being so endangered and so beautiful. It's a really colorful, unique kind of shark that is severely lacking in footage. We don't really have a lot of material on this species, so this would be a really, really cool one to focus on. So, in terms of the assessment, why is this endangered? Taken as incidental catch in demersal trawl, line gear, set net, and trammel net fisheries across its range. Is retained for human consumption and is widely marketed as dried salted or dried and smoked meat. This species is poorly known, and misidentifications with the common smoothhound and the barbelled hound shark, commonly referred to as tolo, are likely to have been and continue to be common. And I'm wondering if that might be because, like, in life, this is a very colorful animal, but as, if the shark is landed and dies, the colors start to fade, and that might lead to confusion, maybe, is my guess on that. So, because, like, the colors start to get darker, and it's probably going to look more like other kinds of, it looks similar to smooth hounds or hound sharks, so that's my guess on that, but... Oh, hey, I just, sorry, Howard, I just saw your comment. Look at the cookie cutter. Hold on. Sorry, do you see a cookie cutter bite? I missed that, actually. Hold on. I think that might have been Florida Museum. Here we go. Sorry, that'd be really exciting. I just want to make sure I didn't miss that. Cookie cutter. Hold on. Also, I'm really excited to get into. This looks like a specialized kind of article. We'll actually dive into that right after this, but Oh, sorry. We were talking about small shark bites. Sorry, I totally misunderstood that. Sorry about that, Howard. Yeah, no, that's a really good example. Yeah, that's a good example because, like, they cut through submarine cables. Like, oh my gosh. Sorry, yeah, I got so excited for a second because I thought I missed, like, a cookie cutter bite on some of these photos. So sorry about that. Yeah. Also, speaking of submarine cables, I got this really cool. I can't lift my computer up. Hold on. Because I don't want to screw up the microphone. You might be able to see it if I actually tilt my whole camera setup. No? Can you see that? Okay. Hold on. It's a really crappy view. Okay, well, I got this map over here. It's a really terrible view. I can't move my whole camera because I'm going to screw up the microphone. But I got a NOAA chart, NOAA nautical chart. They're actually not really that expensive. They're like 30-ish bucks, maybe, But it was really cool. Let me pull up the NOAA website, actually. It was... I think I go to this one, the chart locator. I kind of had an eye-opening moment, because I got this chart to kind of like map out my home ecoregion and my place in the sea. And I had an eye-opening moment where I didn't realize how many submarine cables were in this area and kind of laid out in this area. So, let's see if I could actually pull this up. But this is a cool website that kind of maps out. This is the United States NOAA National Ocean and Astronomic Agency. Is that right? National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Sorry. But NOAA is the big cheese in a lot of marine research in the United States. and they have these beautiful marine charts that are standard for like professional boaters, you know, like fishermen, whale watches, like, I mean, mariners of any kind. Mariners, not boaters, mariners. But these charts are really fascinating to see and to take a look at. And I'm trying to pull open the one that I have because it actually lays out. I don't think that's. Is this the one I? Yeah, this is the one I have. Can I take a look at that? I'm gonna download that. It lays out the submarine cables. It shows kind of like a map of those submarine cables, and I really don't think I can open this, which is really sad. Hold on. No chart. Cape Sable to Cape Hatteras. But yeah, if anyone's interested in the ocean, there we go. Okay, if anyone's interested in the ocean, and you know, like, I think charts like this are really cool. There we go. I think this is going to be it. There we go. I think this is going to be. Yep, this is it. This is it. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just kind of doing a nerdy little shout out. So I think charts like this are really cool. You know, just it kind of helps identify prominent features, and there's actually a lot of information packed into them. For example, there's some areas on this coastline that are designated right whale habitat, like critical habitat for right whales, and I didn't realize that right whales got that much attention. I know they're an endangered species, but I didn't realize that they got that much attention and had like a designated zone in this part of the world. So, but anyway, the big thing I just wanted to point out, because we were just talking about cookie cutter sharks and submarine cables, all these purple lines right here are submarine cables, and I had no idea that they were this extensive, and it still kind of blows my mind that we have these. You know, that these cables kind of like spanning the ocean. Like it's such a weird concept to me, but it's yeah. So I just wanted to point that out. That was something I learned over the weekend. Just that we actually have quite an array, and I mean, this is such a huge area that it's like, you know, it looks like this, you know, ocean is covered in cables, but in reality, this is such a huge scale that like it's really not like that. The space between these cables is actually enormous, but it still was really cool to see. It was something I didn't really think about before. So yeah, all these purple lines are submarine cables. And then this is what I'm talking about right here about the right whale habitat. Sorry. This is Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is a really cool note to see. Right whale critical habitat down here. So yeah. So this is off of Cape Cod. Cape Cod, by the way, I saw a really cool article recently, is becoming more and more of a famous great white shark hotspot. Like, it's getting on the map in terms... I mean, it's been on the map, I think, for the past... I'm going to conservatively say decade. I think the white shark stuff has been really ramping up in the past 7-ish years, 6-ish years, but maybe a decade. But anyway, but yeah, it's kind of cool to see this right whale critical habitat, and just shout out to Cape Cod in general. It's also kind of wild because the book and the movie Jaws, I don't know if the book is set in Martha's Vineyard, but the movie is filmed in Martha's Vineyard, and Martha's Vineyard and Cape Cod, I mean, here's Martha's Vineyard and here's Cape Cod, and here's the fictional, you know, famous spot for white sharks, and here's the real famous spot for white sharks in this part of the world. It's kind of wild that those two things line up. So, but anyway, sorry, random little expedition with NOAA charts. I highly recommend these if you love the ocean. I think they're really cool. But yeah, point is, those submarine cables, that's what the cookie cutter sharks are chewing on. It's amazing that cookie cutter sharks have teeth that are sharp enough to go through those, and just in a bizarre way, we're back to sharks have sharp teeth. So, sorry, that was a fun little rabbit hole to get into. So, let's see. let me close this out. Where was, oh, I was on, I used to have my list. Okay. There's a high level of fisheries resource use and increasing fishing pressure across its range. Data from Mauritania, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I don't know if it's Mauritania or Mauritania, where a Tolo-targeted fishery exists, indicate that there has been a population reduction of greater than 90% over the last 3 generation lengths of the Atlantic Weasel Shark, so 39 years. Pressure on the species is unlikely to be this high across the rest of its range, where it's mostly caught as bycatch. Overall, there's limited species-specific reporting, as well as a lack of species-specific time series data from the remaining range of the species. However, considering general declining catch trends and limited number of specimens recorded in fishery surveys in several localities, the level of intense and large unmanned fisheries that operate throughout its range, its lack of refuge at depth, its susceptibility to fisheries, and noted declines in other sharks, including the common smoothhound, it is suspected that the Atlantic Weasel Shark has undergone a population reduction of 50 to 79% over the past 3 generation lengths, 39 years, based on abundance data and actual levels of exploitation, and it is assessed as endangered. That is an enormous sentence. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines? That is one sentence. Sorry, that is one sentence. Sorry. Oh, man. Well, anyway. So, yeah. High fishing pressure. Again, we did talk about how this species has 1 to 4 pups, which is really, really small. Very, very small litter size. So, that is a good point. The lack of refuge at depth. This shark's maximum range is 100 meters, which is really not that deep as far as sharks go. It's still like the sunlit zone, and I know like smaller hammerheads, like the scoophead shark or the small eye hammerhead or the scalloped bonnethead. This is another problem that they face, where the bigger sharks can go into deep places to avoid fishing pressures, but smaller sharks like those hammerheads and this species can't. So they have to be exposed to human pressures without an escape. So, but yeah, sorry, I didn't realize how big that sentence was, so that was like a mouthful. But long story short, it's, you know, a species that is facing a lot of fishing pressure. We don't know a lot about it, and it is stuck in shallow water, and it has a very small litter. So I think that endangered assessment makes sense, and again, just more reason for us to study the species more and to focus more on the species. So with that, let's check out. I'm very curious about this Mar Alliance article, and I think I've seen a couple of articles from this group, or there's a group that is focusing on these sharks in Cabo Verde. So let's take a look at both of these articles. I'm just gonna take a quick drink of water. Bad English. Yeah, it's huge. That was a huge sentence. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just like, man. I was like, it was hard to kind of do a natural read on that. It was like, man, that was huge. Like, oh man. But anyway, so Cabo Verde's newborn sharks are at risk. So I won't read the whole thing, but I'll just kind of shout out to things that kind of stand out to me. And this is from, again, Mar Alliance. So okay. Salre Bay in Boa Vista, the easternmost island in the archipelago of Cabo Verde, West Africa. Salre Bay provides the ideal nursery area for a host of invertebrates, finfish, and particularly sharks. Let's pull this up on the map. Salre Bay. Okay. I just want to get a satellite map on that. Okay, very cool. And let's just zoom out for context. And I'm sorry, I'm probably really crashing my bandwidth here. Okay. So, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't think I can hear the music anymore because I just kind of zoomed out. So, we are focusing on this area in Western Africa near Mauritania. Cabo Verde, and I actually had never heard of Cabo Verde before. This is a really cool looking archipelago in the tropical Atlantic. And this is the bay that they're talking about on this island of Boa Vista. So Salre Bay. Very cool. Okay. And I apologize if I really screwed up my audio just now by like just zooming in and out. So, but I just wanted to kind of like get an idea of like where we were. So, but oh, awesome. I just saw your comment, Howard. So awesome. Sweet. All right. So Salre Bay is teeming with neonate, recently born blacktips, Carcrinus lombatus. Okay, that's awesome. That's a classic blacktip shark. Very famous migrations in Florida on the other side of the Atlantic. So awesome. Milk sharks, Rhizopriodon acutus. This is a cousin of the sharp-nosed shark, Atlantic sharp-nosed shark, Rhizopriodon terranovi. The endemic Atlantic weasel sharks, Paragaleus pectoralis, and even the endangered and highly migratory scalloped hammerheads, Sphyrina lewini. Okay, this is really cool. So this is a cool spot. Very, very cool. Very nice. To date, we have identified a total of 8 species of juvenile shark that kindly share the small bay of tourists and the people of Salre. Look at this. Shark populations are extremely vulnerable to fishing due to their small number of offspring following long gestation periods. For hammerheads, it's 10 months, blacktips 11 months, milk sharks a full year. As Salre Town continues to encroach on the bay, more sharks, including baby sharks, are frequently caught by recreational and artisanal fishers. Endangered hammerheads are especially vulnerable despite being nationally protected due to their rapid mortality. When on a line or when tangled in nets. I'm really glad that there's more and more attention on this. And again, like I think Jess and I talked about this on our team stream, on our guest stream, and I've talked about this a lot of times. And this is a focus on my critically endangered sharks YouTube video. But hammerhead sharks are super, super sensitive, very, very, very sensitive group on the hook. So just. For anyone listening, do not fish for hammerhead sharks. If you catch a hammerhead shark, immediately release it. This is the worst, most sensitive species as far as fishing goes. So, and just let's please stop shark fishing and finning, especially for hammerheads. It's the most sensitive group. And I really appreciate that. I feel like this awareness of hammerheads being really sensitive and in trouble is I feel like it's increasing, and I appreciate that a lot. So, let's see. This is cool. To catalyze the conversion of these threatened species, our team of marine biologists. The catalyze the conservation. Of these threatened species, our team of marine biologists is working hand in hand with the island's fishers and the newly formed Fisher Cooperative to identify, characterize, and protect shark nurseries to ensure the best start in life for these juvenile sharks. This is really, really cool. And hey, highlighted by leading shark scientists and the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. So this is a really important body. They publish a lot of really great field guides for sharks. I feel like actually, so this is FAO. I've talked about FAO before. I feel like actually they've maybe covered the most area as far as regional field guides. They make so many different regional field guides that are deliberately meant for fishermen to use so that they can identify the species that they're catching and so as to avoid catching protected species. So this is really cool. Local government is increasingly taking interest in safeguarding the bay as pressures mount from increased tourism to Boa Vista, further leading to a rise in fishing effort and greater recreational use of the bay. This is cool. Hammerheads are fast becoming an icon for outreach and educational programs geared at teaching local students about marine life and research and the importance of conservation through practical learning, including taking them out snorkeling in the bay of small juvenile sharks. This is so cool. I've never heard of this place before. This is really, really cool. Salre Bay in Boa Vista. This is in Cabo Verde, Africa. Or West Africa. This is so cool. Never ever heard of this before. Man, this would be a great film location. Honestly, this would be so cool. Wow. Man, based on our fieldwork and discussion with fishers, we believe Boa Vista may host several important elasmobranch nurseries. Wow. That is so cool. And this is nice. A site is considered a nursery area for sharks if it has the following characteristics. 1. Sharks are more commonly encountered in the area than other areas. 2. Sharks have a tendency to remain or return for extended periods. And 3. The area habitat is repeatedly used across years. Very cool. So, in my part of the world, we have a sandbar shark nursery and a dusky smoothhound nursery. So, and I think on the ocean side, because I'm talking about the bay, but on the ocean side, we have a lemon shark nursery and a dusky shark nursery. I'm very certain about the dusky shark. Yeah, no, it is both. Yeah, we do have lemon shark. Yeah, lemon shark nursery. So, but yeah, this was really cool. So thank you, Mar Alliance. That was actually a really cool article. I never heard of this before, but this is a really great article and actually beautiful photo of our Atlantic Weasel Shark. So that is actually really cool. We should check them out more, I think, for future streams. So, wow. I'm kind of curious now, are there any videos of this Salre Bay? I'm just really curious if we can find something like that. Salre Bay. No. Oh, there we go. There is a clip of a hammerhead shark and a stupid ad that I keep seeing all the time. Brought to you by Squarespace. I use Squarespace and it's actually really great. Squarespace is awesome. It's the official website of Dr. Jaws. Not to be bitter, but look at this little hammerhead. That's a zoomy little guy. So this is the site that they were talking about, Salre Bay. I don't know if this footage is sped up or if that shark is actually that fast. But that's actually really cool to see a baby scalloped hammerhead. I think it's a scalloped hammerhead. If he gets closer, it's very. It was so cute. It's very active. It is a scalloped hammerhead. It is a scalloped hammerhead. Oh man, this is cool. This is a really cool spot. Probably. Oh, is it coming closer? Come on. Nice. Okay, there we go. Oh, that is so cool. Okay. Man, that would be actually really cool to snorkel. Yep, look at that. Look at that. So this is a cool spot. I've never heard of this place before. This is incredibly cool. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my, look how big his head is. This is so cute. This is adorable. Wow, Salre Bay. I've never heard of this. Okay, Verde. These are kind of 10 and 11 minutes, and it's not really shark specific. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Let's check this out. Same area with lemon sharks. Alright, so that's really good looking water. It's pretty clear. And let's go back to the shark. I don't really want to see people as much as I want to see the shark. It will go back to the shark. There we go. Ah, it's so cool. Well, this might be on. I have to add this to the map of places to go. Like, this is really cool. I wow, yeah, I've never heard of this. This is so cool. So this is a place with clear water with a wide variety of baby sharks, including our Atlantic Weasel Shark. Um, this one, of course, is the lemon shark. I mean, I think that is really cool. That makes me really happy that this is this is fairly far offshore. This is pretty removed from like it's a relatively remote-ish place, and it's just really cool to see that it's a shark nursery. Like, I've never heard of the shark nursery in the Atlantic before, so this is so cool. I do want to zoom out to see if we can get a I mean, imagine doing this. This is just wild. Very cool. Um, I wonder if we can get a glimpse of. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Crocodile. Oh, Cape Verde Bay. I don't know if that's the same place, but okay. I was trying to see if we can get a sneak in a shot of the Atlantic Weasel Shark, but anyway, either way, this is super cool. I love discovering new places, and I had no idea that this was or this was a new spot. So awesome. Um, Catching up with comments. Howard, interesting spots, a good distance from the coast. Yes, I really love that kind of remoteness in terms of Oh, the music goes perfect with that clip. I love that remoteness in terms of just a shark nursery that's not close to the mainland. That makes me happy. They have tagged 140 Atlantic Weasel Sharks in the program. Nice. Very nice. And then the Cephalon is so big on the Dream on Hammerhead. It's so adorable. It's so funny how big that is. But and I'm not sure why that is. I guess it kind of helps lift or just kind of conserve your energy as it swims. But it's either way it's adorable. That Cephalon is so big on baby hammerhead sharks. So super cool article from our alliance. I have one more update on shark research in Cabo Verde, West Africa. This is Ocean Tracking Network. So I had one more, so I think we'll just take a look at this, and then since it's about 10:30, we'll start winding down. And I'll announce the shark for the return stream, which is going to be August August 14th, right? Do I have this right? Yeah. August 14th will be the return stream. So, but let's check out Ocean Tracking Network. I think they mentioned the Atlantic Weasel Shark in this. So, excuse me. So I just want to take a look at this. The OTN researcher and Dalhousie PhD student. This is Manuel Durul. Sorry. Works in a truly unique ecosystem, potentially one of the last remaining hotspots for sharks in the entire North Atlantic Ocean. Now, I kind of disagree with that in the sense that I would say the Grand Banks of Newfoundland are a hotspot. Like as far as huge shark biomass, in the Grand Banks. And then I don't know. I mean, Cape Cod is, again, shout out to Cape Cod. It's becoming very famous for white sharks. I don't know. So, but anyway. The island nation of Cabo Verde contains more than 60 Elazarink species. That's actually extremely high. Yet it is also one of the least researched sites. Manuel hopes his work can change this. Manuel is president of Sharks of the Atlantic Research and Conservation Center. Definitely want to check out what that is. Oh, Shark. A non-governmental organization that works to recover and maintain healthy populations of Atlantic Elasmobranch species through research, education, and conservation projects. Visit the site at atlanticsharks.org. Oh, shark organization? Oh, no. I don't think this is correct. I think that's wrong, because I just saw shark vacuum. So let's do this one. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is more, I think this is more like a landing page. About what do we do? What are we up to? Worm Lab. I think I'm getting a little lost. Okay, so sorry. Shark is a part of this lab of this university. Gotcha. And this is the contact information for them. So sorry. I was just curious if there was like species profiles, kind of like the Bimini has like species profiles. So I was just kind of curious if they had that. But anyway, moving on. In December 2016, Manuel's team tagged 14 Atlantic Weasel Sharks and 9 nurse sharks with electronic tracking tags. Full story here. Yes, please. Want to see that. Okay. Okay, in 2015, Ocean Tracking Network deployed 18 acoustic receivers in a Cabo Verdean ocean area believed to have a large aggregation of Atlantic weasel sharks. Due to the high fishing pressure along the West African coastline, Cabo Verde is thought to be an important stronghold for this endemic species, which inhabits the inshore waters of Western Africa. The high productivity of this ocean region, in conjunction with the ability to study and protect habitats, mean it could offer some degree of sanctuary for threatened shark species. Cool. During a follow-up mission in December 2016, OTN field personnel successfully fitted 14 Atlantic weasel sharks with internally implanted Vemco V13 acoustic tags, as well as external marker tags. Additionally, 9 nurse sharks were fitted with external marker tags. By using weasel sharks as an umbrella species, researchers hope to raise awareness for sharks in the West African region, where detailed scientific information is scarce, preventing science-based management efforts. Now that is really cool because this weasel shark is endemic to this area, so like there's no other. I mean, like it's on the coastline, but it's found nowhere else. Like it's not a Pacific species, it's not a West Atlantic species. It's an Eastern Atlantic, tropical Africa species. So that's actually a really cool approach because you can find lemon sharks and scalped hammerheads and black tips in different parts of the world and nurse sharks in different parts of the world, but you cannot find this weasel shark in other parts of the world. So that's really, really cool. I like that approach. That was cool. This study also provides the opportunity to train local researchers on non-lethal catch and minimally invasive research methods while improving scientific infrastructure in Cabo Verde. Very cool. And just kind of seeing follow-up. They tagged more weasel sharks, so it's a total of 20. Tracking them. Oh, that's a nice photo. Look at that. That's a cool little photo of weasel shark in action. Oh, this is cool. An exciting development in the project was the first scientific documentation of black-chin guitarfish in the Cabo Verde region. Having gone locally extinct in some of its known geographical regions, the black-chin guitarfish is now listed as an endangered species in the IUCN Red List. So this is a really cool research project in a really cool area, and again, never heard of this before. So this is super, super cool. Just kind of zooming forward to see if there's results. Okay. So not yet. I think I had... Oh, by the way, sorry. I had... I mentioned FAO earlier. I did pull up an FAO guide which included this species. So, again, FAO's Fisheries and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Do I have that right? But this is an extremely important fisheries guide for a lot of different animals, a lot of different fish species. But for sharks, it's a really important resource for different parts of the world. So I thought this was really cool that it had a little profile for the Atlantic Weasel Shark. So, and it really reduces identification to just the key features. So, it doesn't go into the full detail of what the shark looks like. It just goes into like what you, a fisherman, should be looking for, as far as like, this is a protected species or this is not a protected species, or like what are you catching? So, for example, it's identifying horizontal yellow stripes on the flanks fading after death. So that's the key feature, is that this shark has the yellow stripes. And then the height of the second dorsal fin, more than half the height of the first dorsal fin. That's another key feature, but it's really like the color, and then if the color fades after death, it's this dorsal fin proportion. So, but yeah, this is actually a really cool little summary. A common catch of industrial and artisanal fisheries of central eastern Atlantic, probably occurring in northern Namibia, caught in bottom trawls with long lines of hook and line. You got the local names, United Nations language names, Atlantic Weasel Shark, Melandri 1, Tiburon Comadiza. Very cool. So these are really cool. The FAO guides are really cool. But so yeah, before we wrap up, I do want to just check to see if that researcher was here in the list of shark references. That was Manuel Durul. Sorry, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I don't think I see this name. So we might have to wrap up soon. But this has been a pretty interesting shark to... Oh, sorry. Audio feedback. Audio okay. Awesome. Sorry about that. This has been a really interesting shark to kind of take a look at tonight. So, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's check this out really quick. I'll just like read the abstract. So, because this is the same area. Evidence for the first multi-species shark nursery area in Atlantic Africa, Boa Vista Island, Cabo Verde. So let's just check this really quick. Let's see. So from August 2016 to September 2019, is the researcher here? I don't see him in here, but 6,000 neonates and juveniles of 5 different shark species were observed using beach gillnet bycatch surveys, namely the milk shark, Rhizoperon acutus, the scalloped hammerhead, Serena lewini, the blacktip, Carcharodon lombatus, the Atlantic weasel shark, Paragaleus pectoralis, and the nurse shark, Ginglusomoda serratum. Except for nurse sharks, significant seasonal variations in shark relative abundance were observed, with higher levels being recorded during summer and autumn. These findings, together with local knowledge, interviews to fishermen, denote the consistent use of the SRB, sorry, that meant Salray Bay. This is, yeah, same area, Salray Bay, by juvenile sharks and its preference relative to other areas in the region. Ensuring the protection and conservation of the Salray Bay nursery area is especially relevant as, according to the IUCN, all identified shark species are threatened with extinction over the near future, in particular scout hammerheads, which are critically endangered, and Atlantic weasel sharks, which are endangered. The effective protection of Salray Bay will not only support the conservation of shark populations, but also other charismatic fauna like loggerhead turtles and broader benthic and pelagic ecosystems. So Salray Bay is a place that is new to me and a place that is awesome. It is a shark haven that I never heard of before. I had no idea that this would be something that we would be checking out tonight, but this is really cool. So shout out to Salray Bay and this research in this part of the world. It's actually extremely cool to see this. There's our Atlantic Weasel Shark grouped together with, I think, a different shark species and termed cacao. So it looks like it's a collective term for that. Let's go back. Oh, cacao is a common name used to locally refer to both milk and Atlantic weasel sharks. So that photo, this one is the weasel shark. Sorry about that. This one is the weasel shark, and then this one is the milk shark. You can tell actually, yeah, because the weasel shark has the second dorsal fin is kind of high, and then the milk shark is very small second dorsal fin. So gotcha. All right, so I think that's it for that. Yeah, Salray Bay is awesome. So yeah, this is Shark Atlantic Research and Conservation Center, Sharks of the Atlantic Research and Conservation Center, Ocean Tracking Network, like this stuff that we were talking about tonight. This is just so cool. I never heard of this before, but this is a shark research shark hotspot for an endangered species. So yeah, I really enjoyed kind of going through that. Like shout out to Salray Bay in Cabo Verde. So yeah, it was an interesting podcast. Thanks, Howard. So yeah, we'll wrap up in a little bit, but first let's reveal the shark for not next week, but the week after. I remember I said, I guess before I type in the name, I'm sick of people talking about Megalodon as if it's real today. It's not real today. But there is a species of shark that is, I would say, as terrifying and much more worthy of your attention if you want to find a giant deep water shark. This is my favorite photo of this. This is Odontaspis noronhi, the big eye sand tiger. So this is a terrifying, gigantic, deep water lamniform. It's in Odontaspididae, which is like the classic sand tiger sharks. It is an awesome animal that I think will be really cool to take a look at. It looks absolutely terrifying and monstrous, and I think this will be a really good one to come back to. So we are going to do the Big Eye Sand Tiger on August 14th. That will be our shark of the night for that stream. So, and yeah, I'm excited to take a look at it and check it out. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here tonight, and thank you, Howard, for your art, and also for I really appreciate yours. I think you're the one who suggested this species, and also it is a cousin to Hemipristis. So I really appreciate your information on Hemipristis. This was just a really cool stream, yielding a shark hotspot. I did not know that was here, but it was really cool to see. But I will be gone next week, just attending my, getting ready and attending my brother's wedding. But we'll be back August 14th for the Big Eye Sand Tiger. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, yeah, I just saw your comment. Wild looking shark. This one is awesome. I feel like we needed some kind of really crazy species, because I feel kind of bad taking like it's okay to take vacation and stuff, but like I feel kind of bad that like I totally kind of forgot the timing of like the wedding and like my Pacific Northwest trip. So I feel kind of bad, taking some time off pretty quickly between 2 streams. So I felt like we needed a really cool species to come back to. So, and this is it. And also, again, just forget about Megalodon. This is the one that if you want to, like, you know, find a shark in the trench that's terrifying, it's this species, which is real and exists, and we'll talk more about it on the 14th. So, but thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great, I was about to say summer, but it's like just 2 weeks. But like, I hope you have a great early August, and we'll see you again soon. So, but in the meantime, cheers and take care. See you soon.